or just turn it down. Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. And this is the Queen's Journal. Oh, my crown. Can't be the Queen's Journal if I'm wearing a crown. Okay, there we go. So I have an obsession with understanding. This is my problem. I know this is my problem. It is something that I realized. I just realized this like 2 days ago, where I went, oh, I have a serious obsession with understanding. If I don't understand something, I obsess until I figure it out. That is like the story of my life. Which obsessions I developed because I could not understand. That's all it was, like my whole life. I woke up today for the first time in a year without obsessive fixation on trying to understand my relationship. I felt to unlock yesterday. I got understanding. Oh, comprehension. I can stop focusing on that now. And then yesterday and today, I got philosophical comprehension on the Philosopher's Compass that I started back in 1995. Just comprehension. And now I'm sitting here going, all right, where am I now? And I'm just decompressing. Today is a day of decompression. So I have my hot chocolate and I have my mermaid mug, and I'm decompressing and I'm just processing everything. And I was finally able to sit down, and this is what I do. And when I was all done with it, I just went, oh, look at that. I was creating a university. That is what I do. I literally rebuilt the University of Alexandria. That is what I did. And that's why my field trips are here. That's why I've got theater involved in this. And I'm going, oh, it's this the University of Alexandria. And instead of calling it the University of whatever, it's Authenticity City. That's the name of my university. So I am just resting now and processing, celebrating with a nice bowl of weed. Not so nice. I need to get better weed. And just chilling. And I can feel like all the tension just drain out of my chest and my head. And I'm going, all right. So I wrote up the outline for what I do. The outline is now complete. And it's basically, so I reversed engineered philosophy and psychology. And now I get to go, okay, now that I broke it down from out here and inward, now it's resetting it up this way. And oh my God, it makes so much more sense, like so much more sense. And it's like a whole nother level of comprehension. It's like, oh, it's this watching each and every single behavior and being able to immediately go, oh, they're doing A, B, or C. And that's it. There's just 3 options. Wow, there's just 3 options. Human behavior falls into 3 options. That's it. 3 options. Wow, just 3 options. And it's a variation of those 3 options. That's all it is. And I'm going, wow, okay. So now I'm looking at human behavior and I'm going, oh, I understand. Stage of growth, the compass. I got to think here. Stage of growth, the compass. Oh, yeah. And either internalization or projection. And that's it. There's literally your relationship with control, your stages. I didn't even think about doing this. Of growth, which perspective you're at, and your compass. That's it. Those are your 3 variations. So you have control. There's 4 options for control. For the stages of growth, there are 12 options. And for the compass, there are 3 options. So how many, this is math. I cannot do this math. This is where I definitely don't have the skills. How many different combinations can you come up with for 4, 12, and 3? You can figure that out?
You just multiply 4, 12, and 3.
Really? Is that it?
Yeah.
I like how he raises his hand. 4 times 12 times 3, 104.
4 times 3 is 12. 12 times
144. Every light worker in the audience just went, I know, right? Holy shit. 144. This is like, whoa, this just got intense. What the fuck? Oh my God. 144. No fucking way. Holy shit. I got to do the math again. Like, no fucking way. 4 times 12 times 3, 144. So, I'm right. This is so fucking awesome. Wow. Holy fucking shit. 144 variations of personality. There you go. There's only 104. I cannot believe this. This is so fucking unreal. 144. Oh my God. So you have 4 types of control, 12 stages of growth, and 3 types and 3 types of the compass. So depending upon which variation you have, depends upon which of the 144 personalities that you have. And that's it. That's the different combinations. So now whenever I speak to anybody, I can go, oh, you're lacking this control. You have this stage of growth, and this is where you're lacking in your compass. Boom. Wow. That is impressive.
Since there's 3 categories, I think you might have to divide it by 3.
Don't ruin my math because well, then why would I times it by math? Or if I would divide it by 3, then it would only be 44.
Because the first one would be 3 categories.
I'm going to have like 3 other people check the math because
Yeah, that's kind of makes sense.
yeah, I need, when it comes to math, you just need people to double check it. So now that the conclusion is over, here is my challenge. If you are a philosopher, and I do mean someone who has scholared, I need philosophers and I need psychologists, preferably philosophers. Who's a philosopher anymore? Like, does that even exist? I need scholars to pull apart my theory. That's what I need. That is what my next stage is I am literally looking for scholars, philosophers to pull apart my theory. It's best if you have a growing knowledge of psychology, philosophy, and physics. Oh my God, yes, please, physics. I need physicists in here. So my next goal is going to be doing the research where if they can basically face off with my logic, and that's it. I need logicians. I need philosophers. I need lawyers. Lawyers could do this. Somebody with high logic. So logicians, philosophers, and lawyers. I need them to pull apart my theory. Let's see if they can out-logicize me, if they can out-argue my theory, if they can read through my theory and walk away confirming that my logic is correct. We're good. That's all I need. I just need logicians. So if you are a logician, let's see if now I want to see if they can find holes in my theory. This is going to be the fun part. This is the part that I've been looking forward to my whole life. Show me my flaws. That's what I want. I want to see my flaws. Oh, and I think that's what was making me so mad is I was in the middle of building a theory and I had people pulling it apart. And I'm like, what are you doing? You don't do this until after it's done. Then you show me the holes. Don't do it in the middle of it. I'm in the process of developing it. And then I would work on my theory and I would have other people go, you're doing it wrong. You need to copy these records. Excuse you. What are you doing? You don't even know what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is philosophy and psychology. Don't throw religion at me. So, oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, there, I finally found the words. Yeah, I was working on philosophy and psychology, and I had so many religious people trying to put their religion into my philosophy and into my psychology. I'm like, this is science. This is science. Religion has no place in here whatsoever. Please take that out of my science. So, oh, I feel so much better. Oh, I feel so much better. Oh, I feel like science and religion now makes sense to me. So religion is opinion and science is fact. There, that's it. And you're sitting here trying to work with fact and then you got opinions being thrown. And what are you doing? You're tainting the science. You can't put your perspective and your opinion into the science. You'll ruin the batch. Oh, that makes so much more sense now. But most people can't articulate that because they don't understand because they lack the big picture. Oh, this is all like coming full circle. And I'm like, it makes sense. So 140 fucking 4. That is like,
That is correct, yeah.
that is insane. That is so fucking insane.
The math was wrong earlier when I said about
You need to Google the history of the number 144. There is so much. Oh my God.
I know a lot about that.
It's crazy how it came back to that number of all numbers. That's so fucking hilarious. All right. I am so tired. All right. Logicians, philosophers, lawyers. So the next stage is going to be find my flaw. I challenge you to find my flaws. That's what I need. Show me the flaw in my logic, if you can. I need people to start showing me the flaws. Pull my work apart and you show me where my logic is wrong. And if you can't, if no one can't, then it's right. There's nothing left for me to do. There is literally nothing left for me to do. Now I'm just going to be in this in conclusion stage for a while. Just like, yeah. I still have creativity to pull apart, but it feels so right that I'm certain once I start pulling apart imagination, creativity, and play, it's just going to solidify the argument. I can feel that already. The human condition. You know, I didn't even figure this out until I got to the last day. The last day. I'm sitting here and I'm 30 years. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking for something. I don't know. Oh, I'm looking for the answer to the human condition. That's what I'm looking. What is the human condition? That is it. And it was like this massive, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. I don't know how to celebrate. I need to celebrate this. And I just, wow. It's this massive solidified concrete conclusion. And the more I just browse this and think about it, the more I'm just like, all right, I understand. And it's like this very definitive, yeah. What this does for me personally is it clears up so much headspace. I can feel it already. And that's what I'm decompressing with. I told my children, I'm decompressing today. Just let me, I need to not think. And I can feel it. It's all this headspace. This has taken up my head for 30 plus years. And it's finally like freeing my head. So I can just, I now have the ability to think. Like now all of that energy that was going to solving my relationship and the human condition and the philosopher's compass is now free, that I can go, oh, look at that. I have extra energy now, extra thought. And it's not going toward anything. So I'm like, whoa, life just got real easy for me. Because I was doing this in my head while I was living life, while I was surviving trauma, while I was functioning, while I was getting myself extracted, while I was going on walkabout, while I was doing my mental shadow work. I was doing this while doing shadow work. I was doing this while doing shadow work. Yeah, that's right. I did it at the same time. So it's done now. The ultimate fear is fear of ourself. Oh, that's going to be fun to pull apart. The fear of the self. Wow, I have so much to say about that. And now it's just, this is the fun part. This is the part where I just get to take my own curriculum and I get to just think about it. Oh, I can't wait. I told you, I'm not a psychologist. I'm a philosopher. Like, people are like, oh, so do you do one-on-one consultations for psychology? No. Are you a therapist? No. Are you a coach? I'm a philosopher. All I do is think all day. Like, oh my God. It's the ultimate pursuit of education. It's the ultimate teacher. And I don't understand why a philosopher is like, I do not understand. Why? You can't just do teaching without philosophy. You have to have philosophy with the subject. That's like, philosophy is the imagination. It's the ability and the art to think. And I got to write that down because that's it right there. Philosophy equals imagination. I say with a crown on my head. Yeah. My God. This is Socrates' fault. This is Socrates' fault. I blame him. This is just a massive. He started it. He started to get into the archetype and he started to get into the self. And I'm like, wait, how did it end? You didn't finish the book. And I just started studying every philosopher I could to get to the ending. That's when I discovered Carl Jung, and that got me into psychology. And I went, well, this is relevant. So I went on to found this massive psychology branch because I was trying to figure out the end of Socrates' book and Plato's book. And there was no end. No one had figured it out and was driving me crazy. And the one who came closest to it, the one who really nailed it, was Dr. Graves. Oh, God, I love his work. He came really fucking close. Wow. If psychologists were taught philosophy, they would have recognized the value of Dr. Graves' work back in the 70s, and they would have pursued it then. We would have had this answer over 50 years ago. True story. That's why philosophy is so important. It's because if you don't have the ability to think, then you are just following. Most teachers are followers because they just absorb data and they memorize. Most doctors are just followers. Truth. You are just a follower if you do not learn how to think. It takes philosophy to take you from being a follower to a leader. But we don't teach philosophy anymore. So we don't have leaders, we have followers, people who just memorize and mindlessly regurgitate. Those same followers who mindlessly memorize and regurgitate will then argue, that's not true, that's not right, because they're just accessing the memory bank. They're just accessing a memory bank, going, is that in my memory bank? I didn't memorize it, therefore it's wrong. And all of their data is limited to only what they memorize. So if they memorize incorrectly, if they don't remember at all, if they skipped a lesson, or my personal favorite, if they don't even know how to challenge the validity of what it is they are memorizing. Philosophy does that. Philosophy is the difference between a mindless machine regurgitating data, a teacher, and a thinker, a leader. Philosophy should be mandatory with teachers, which is why there are no great teachers since Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and Christ. Why do you think that is? Because there have not been philosophers since. Because teachers are not required to learn philosophy. So they just memorize fact and spew it out like robots. Followers. Philosophy takes a doctor from being somebody who memorizes data to problem solving. Philosophers take that teacher and they start growing from it. Put philosophy with a psychologist, and instead of them regurgitating book fact, they can actually expand on it and grow. Philosophy changes the game. You tell me why it's been taken out of our culture. I don't understand it. I do. I don't talk about that anymore. Triadic healing is the solution to the human condition. It literally is the full course, rebuilding, and walkthrough of everything you need to get you the parenting you should have had, to get you the structure you should have had, to get you the solutions you should have had, so you can actually live a happy, balanced, aligned life. And it is full, well-rounded, and complete, based off of only understanding your control methods, the stages of growth, and the philosopher's compass. I need to write a book again.
What do you have against writing another biography?
It's not my calling. It's not my frequency.
Oh, okay.
We have squeaky toys for the cat. Dog squeaky toys that the cat loves. And the cat loves nothing more than to squeak the squeaky toys.
You loves his
So
dog.
every now and then you hear squeak. And there's no dogs in the house. It's just cats, which makes it even more funny that we hear this squeak. And it's this cat carrying around this little yellow popcorn in its mouth.
He loves his sloth. I think he loves that more than his squeaky toys.
All right, I'm going to do more decompression, but I wanted to get my journal out. The moon is about a week away, and then we're at a new moon. And that is when the new calendar begins for Authenticity City. It's in Cancer at the moment. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Let's just look at the moon. What's the moon say? Oh, that tells me everything I need to know. I'm good. I'm tracking everybody's mood based on moon and based on astrological signs. By the way, the Library of Alexandria also taught astrology. They have not yet failed me. So if they feel that astrology was sufficient enough to be taught inside, it was actually astronomy and astrology, and they were partnered together. And if the Greeks from the university, if Plato and Socrates felt this was fucking important to learn, you bet your fucking ass I think it's important enough to learn. Bottom line, that's it right there. You know who actually promoted the study of astrology? Plato. Plato. You think you know better than Plato?
I remember it's
Like
Plato.
that's really what it comes down to right there. That's it right there. Like if anyone ever gives you crap about astrology, if you ever foo-foo astrology, just pause. Astrology was viewed as so credible that Plato had it in his university. So if you think you're better than Plato, oh, by all means, let's talk about that. Like, so if it's good enough for Plato in the University of Alexandria, it's good enough for me there. They knew how to fucking educate people. I always viewed Alexander the Great as a dropout. I can't imagine going through the university, absorbing the knowledge he did, and then turning around and doing what he did. It reminded me about 3 months ago, I attended this meeting. It was a networking meeting. It was a course meeting where somebody introduced Dr. Graves' spiral dynamics with intent to use it for marketing manipulation purposes. And my psychological brain and my philosophy brain went, wait, what is this? Do you have any idea what this is? You just handed me the golden key to the city and you're using it to wipe your ass? Literally. There are some people, they have information and they have no fucking idea what they're doing with it. She had the spiral dynamics and she was like, this is how it can be used to manipulate people into buying shit. Do you have any idea what this is? Do you know what this is? Like, I couldn't believe it. It was the missing piece to my theory. That's what it was. It was the missing piece to my theory, to literally the philosopher's compass to my triadic healing. It was the one linchpin that I needed to conclude my theory. And she was using it to manipulate marketing. And I'm like, that's how you choose to use this information? Do you know what you have here? Like, fourth perspectives. Fucking fourth perspectives. So I am watching the moon, monitoring energies, I get to go into physics more. Oh, I'm so excited to get into physics. I have the mental headspace to do physics. That's nice. That's nice. I would like to do more math and physics. Those are going to be the next thing now I already have a physics course I'm taking, so I can dive deeper into that. So astrology, physics, and math.
And math book over there as well.
Astrology.
Calculus.
And I can't do that without astronomy. Astrology, astronomy, math, and physics. Maybe I'll go to an actual college for this information. You know what? I think I'll do that once I have my business off the ground. I'll actually go into college and take astrology course, astronomy courses, mathematics, and physics. That would be fucking awesome. I would love that. In the meantime, I'll just do self-teaching on that. And I have the book for calculus trig, so I can at least get that done. I have my online course for physics, so that's done. I just need to find ones for astronomy and then astrology. The astrology is going to be hard because the last time that was acknowledged as an actual course was the 1600s. Compliments of the, gotta love that time period. The time period that gave us Don Quixote, Shakespeare, and Milton. I don't understand it. Oh, don't get me started, please. Yes, you do understand it. You do understand it. You understand it because of the fourth perspective. You understand it. That's right. There's the understanding right there. Fourth perspective needed to control. That's right. I do understand it. I don't need to develop another obsession. I understand it. It's called mindset. And that's all this is, by the way. This is the psychology of mindset, the philosophy and the psychology of mindset, and the pursuit of authenticity. All right. If you love shit like this, like, subscribe, follow, comment below. Let me know what part of the show resonated with you. Call to action. This is what I would like you to do. Read through the curriculum that I've outlined in the comments below. Determine if it's something that you would like in your life. I have 2 links. I have a link where people can become my Discipuli, my Discipulus. And that's what I'm going to call people, Discipulus. Hello, Discipulus. Discipulus is the Latin word for student or follower of a philosopher. Isn't it beautiful? Discipulus. It's got a beautiful name to it. That is your name. So tell me, Discipulus. All of the people who talk to me from now on are just going to be called Discipulus. Discipulus. I will call you Discipulus. It feels like you have an actual name. I'm going to probably build up characterizations around you. I'm probably going to give you hair. I'm probably going to give you a gender at some point. You're probably going to be gender fluid, which is perfectly fine. So Discipulus, it's just you and me. Oh, I love this. Hello, Discipulus. And I love the way it sounds. Discipulus. Oh, I love it. Okay. So it's you and me, Discipulus. And I have my class on Monday, and I have my class, my membership Q&A discussion on Tuesdays. And there you go. Discipulus. Discipulus. I have peace. Thank you so much. And may the kindest of words always find you.